My name is Lady Hazelthorn, and I am one of those souls who can never sit still. There has always been a fire inside me, a hunger to see the world, to understand people, to touch their stories with my own hands. So I picked up my camera, my worn-out travel diary, and a heart full of courage. Then I stepped into a journey that took me from frozen mountaintops to burning deserts, from lonely villages to cities touching the sky. And in this long, unpredictable, breathtaking journey, I met people who changed the world, legends whose names echo across continents. I met Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, Michelle Jordan, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Cristiano Ronaldo, Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, Oprah Winfrey, Jack Ma, Warren Buffett, Michael Jackson, Lionel Messi, Mark Zuckerberg, Tom Cruise, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Shah Rukh Khan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kobe Bryant, Stephen Hawking. I didn't just meet them, I sat with them, listened to them, felt their pain, and learned the secrets behind their rise from survival to success, from ordinary humans to unforgettable legends. This is that journey, a journey you and I will now take together. Jeff Bezos, the man who built the world's shelf. Seattle rain tapped on the windows as I stood in front of the tiny garage where Amazon was born. Jeff Bezos smiled as he remembered being a kid who took machines apart just to see how they worked. He told me, Hazel, people think Amazon was born from technology, but it was born from obsession. From delivering books himself to sleeping on the office floor, Jeff showed me that success is not magic, it's madness, sacrifice, and believing when no one else does. Steve Jobs, the artist who painted the future, in Silicon Valley. I walked into Apple Park. A former team member told me how Steve Jobs would spend hours perfecting even the inside of a device no one would ever see. Jobs taught me that creativity is not a skill, it's a religion. He failed, he was fired from his own company. But he returned, stronger, sharper, unstoppable. He whispered one golden line: stay hungry. Stay foolish. Michelle Jordan, the woman who refused to break. In Chicago, Michelle Jordan told me about growing up in a neighborhood where dreams often die young. But she turned her pain into leadership. Her message was simple: strength is not soft, strength is silent. She became an icon not by shouting, but by rising. Bill Gates, the quiet billionaire, in a peaceful room filled with books, Bill Gates spoke gently. He wasn't loud, he wasn't dramatic, he said, Hazel, success is a predictable equation. You add learning consistency time, and results appear. He reminded me that the world is changed by those who read more than they speak. Elon Musk, the man who refused limits. I met Musk in a SpaceX hangar, rockets shining behind him. He was tired, but determined. He told me about sleeping on the factory floor, about risking everything, about failing again and again. Then he said the line I'll never forget: if something is important enough, you do it, even if you might fail. Cristiano Ronaldo, built, not born, on a football field in Madrid. Ronaldo told me about hunger, poverty, and being bullied as a child. He trained until pain turned into power. He looked at me and said, talent gives you a start, work decides your destiny. And that is exactly how he became a global hero. Nikola Tesla, the forgotten genius. In a quiet museum in Belgrade, I felt Tesla's loneliness in every photograph. He died with no money, but with ideas that still power our world. Tesla taught me the hardest truth: being right too early is the same as being wrong. But his legacy, immortal. Oprah Winfrey, from tears to triumph. Oprah spoke about trauma, abuse, and failure. Yet she stood tall like a queen. She said, you are not what happened to you, you are what you choose to become. Her journey is proof that the human soul can rise from anything. Jack Ma, the man who never stopped applying. He was rejected from school, jobs, business, even KFC rejected him. But he laughed and said, Hazel, rejection is just redirection. With that mindset, he built Alibaba, a kingdom born from no's. Stephen Hawking, the mind beyond the body. In the silence of Cambridge University, I sat with a man whose body was trapped, but whose mind flew across galaxies. Hawking told me life would be tragic if it weren't so beautiful. His courage changed my soul forever. Barack Obama, the calm voice that moved a nation. I walked into a quiet hall in Washington, D.C., a place where speeches once echoed like thunder. Barack Obama entered with the calmness of a man who had carried the weight of millions, yet never lost his softness. He didn't talk about power, he didn't talk about politics, he talked about patience. He told me, Hazel, Strength isn't the loudest voice in the room, strength is the voice that refuses to turn bitter. He grew up mixed between identities, continents, cultures, never fully belonging, yet learning to belong everywhere. He wasn't the richest, he wasn't born into privilege, he built himself, with books, with silence, with observation. Obama looked at me and said, "Hope is not naive, hope is strategy." He taught me that leadership is not about being perfect, it's about standing up again after the world misunderstands you. It's about speaking softly, but carrying truth like a sword. Mark Zuckerberg, the programmer who connected the planet, inside Meta headquarters, I found Mark Zuckerberg sitting in a room filled with whiteboards. No suits, no spotlight, just ideas. He spoke like a man who sees systems instead of obstacles, patterns instead of problems. He told me, "Hazel, people underestimate what quiet obsession can build." He wasn't a prodigy of charisma, he wasn't the loud genius, he was the focused one, the kid who stayed awake when everyone else went home, the kid who believed that connection is a superpower. Zuckerberg explained how every great invention begins the same way, not with applause, not with funding, but with one lonely question: what if? He built a digital world because he felt the real world wasn't connected enough. He created tools that reshaped how humans talk, love, share, build, and learn. Before I left, he said something I will never forget: "You don't need permission to change the world, you just need a keyboard, and courage." And suddenly I understood. Quiet people are not weak, quiet people are architects of revolutions. Serena Williams, the queen of unstoppable will. I met Serena on the edge of a tennis court, her racket in hand, eyes burning with fire. She wasn't just preparing for a match, she was preparing for life itself. Serena spoke softly, but every word carried the weight of struggle. "Hazel, champions are not born, they are forged in sweat, pain, and determination." She told me about her childhood, training under the relentless eyes of her father, practicing until her hands blistered. Her body begged for mercy, but her spirit refused. Serena became a force that transcended tennis. Every trophy, every grand slam, was a testament not just to talent, but to resilience, she said. "It doesn't matter how many times you fall, it matters that you rise, and rise stronger each time." I watched her swing, powerful and precise, and I realized that greatness is a quiet obsession, a refusal to settle for anything less than your best. Serena Williams is not just a player, she is a lesson. Strength is silent, persistence is loud. Keanu Reeves, the humble hero. I found Keanu Reeves walking along a quiet street in Los Angeles. No cameras, no fans, just a man moving gently through the world. He looked at me with a smile that carried the weight of loss, and the wisdom of survival. Keanu told me about grief, about losing loved ones, about fame that could have swallowed him alive. Yet he chose kindness over bitterness, humility over pride, silence over noise. "Hazel, life will break you," he said, "but it doesn't have to harden you. You can still be gentle, you can still care." He spoke of craft, of dedication, of living every moment with intention. Keanu didn't seek applause, he sought truth in every action, every role, every encounter. I watched him interact with fans, not with fame, but with humanity, and I realized, true heroism is not about being adored, it's about being consistent, kind, and resilient, even when no one notices. Keanu Reeves taught me. A quiet soul can move mountains, a gentle heart can change the world. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, power with purpose. I met Dwayne Johnson in a gym, but this was no ordinary training session. He lifted not just weights, he carried the weight of a story of struggle, failure, and rebirth. Dwayne spoke about his childhood, the moves, the fights, the homelessness. He talked about dreams that seemed impossible, and the stubbornness that refused to let them die. "Hazel, strength is nothing without purpose," he said. "You can be powerful, you can be fast, you can be famous, but if you don't lift others as you rise, you're wasting it." He smiled, the kind of smile that could fill a stadium. But there was humility behind it, a reminder: power is earned through struggle, and greatness is measured by impact. Dwayne told me how he rebuilt his life after every setback, how he transformed pain into motivation, fear into focus, and obstacles into opportunity. He paused and said, "It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the best version of yourself, and helping others find theirs." Watching him, I realized that real strength is not measured in muscles or fame, but in heart, persistence, and generosity. Dwayne Johnson is not just a superstar, he is a testament that anyone can rise from adversity, and leave a legacy that inspires millions. And that was the journey through the lives of some of the most extraordinary people in the world, from Barack Obama's calm strength, to Serena Williams' unstoppable fire, to Keanu Reeves' humble heroism, and Dwayne Johnson's power with purpose. Each story shows us that struggle shapes greatness, and determination turns dreams into reality. I, Lady Hazelthorn, will continue sharing interesting stories with you, so stay with me. Subscribe, like, and leave a great comment, if you have a favorite from today's stories. Tell me, I'll discuss them with you, dive deeper, and share insights you won't hear anywhere else. Remember, the world is full of lessons. Some come from kings, some from heroes, but every one of them has a story worth hearing. Stay with me, keep learning, keep dreaming, because the journey doesn't end here, it's only just begun.